Chapter 2, Objectives, Water and Solids Management. After studying this chapter, the CDP candidate should be able to understand how process water and stormwater are generated and methods used to conserve or recycle them, the proper guidelines for truck cleaning at the plant, the methods of managing returned concrete, and finally, proper job site washout procedures. Water in concrete manufacturing. Concrete cannot be produced without water. Water is both an ingredient and a necessary material in the production of ready-mixed concrete. Besides using water as a raw material, it is also necessary for heating and cooling aggregates, dust suppression, and cleaning equipment. There are three categories of water used in environmental discussions: process water, stormwater, and fresh water. Process water. Any water that comes into contact with cement, solvents, oil, or other potential pollutants is considered process water. This includes any water that is used to wash out or flush mixer drums and water used to clean the hopper and chutes of a truck mixer after loading. Any water that comes into contact with Portland cement or concrete can have a pH of 12 or higher. Concrete process water may be considered a hazardous discharge by some environmental standards if allowed to run off the plant or job site without appropriate treatment. The EPA also regulates how process water can be stored and handled on an industrial site. It is advisable to limit the amount of process water any facility produces, since it is expensive to treat and handle. Process water can be reclaimed and recycled for use in concrete reclaimers, yard washing, aggregate washing, and as batch water in fresh concrete. Stormwater. Any rain or snow that falls on the plant site is considered stormwater. Water that runs on the property from the manufacturing process but does not actually come into contact with the process is also considered stormwater. An example would be the water spill created by overfilling truck water tanks. Companies are required by the EPA to have a Storm Water Pollution Prevention Plan, SWPPP, for all sites, and a permit to discharge any stormwater off the site. These permits are part of the NPDES regulations and set requirements for stormwater runoff quality. Stormwater is regulated because it can carry a high amount of dirt and silt, which can clog up drains and bodies of water. As part of these rules require under these permits, plant operators have to sample runoff water on a regular basis to measure its chemical quality and to make sure nothing hazardous runs off the property. Freshwater. Water that comes from a clean source, such as a well or municipal water line, and has not come into contact with pollutants or manufacturing, is considered fresh water. Most water used in concrete production must be potable or safe to drink. Water that has been treated or recycled from process or stormwater and which meets specific chemical requirements may also be considered fresh water. Recycling water from stormwater can be fairly easily done and an inexpensive process. Water management. It is essential to a good environmental management plan that these different types of water be controlled properly and conserved whenever possible. Fresh water should be used only as required and not allowed to become unnecessary process water or stored water. Besides the expense of getting fresh water, allowing it to become contaminated and turn it into process water or stormwater will increase the cost of managing it. Process water must be controlled and not allowed to run off the property to contaminate water or soil. Process water must be kept to a minimum since it is the most expensive to treat and handle correctly. Stormwater must be controlled so it does not come into contact with process to become classified as process water.